Why we call Machu Picchu? We call Machu Picchu because we have a mountain on the way south. Unfortunately, I can't show you right now. It's right over the clouds right up there. But it's that direction. Ladies and gentlemen, it's right that point, south. South direction, there is Machu Picchu mountain at 3,000 meters. Right? Don't worry, later, promise I will show you. Machu Picchu is on the way south. That mountain 3,000 meters. But what exactly means Machu Picchu? Is that Quechua name? Machu mean old and Picchu mean mountain. Alright? Machu Picchu mean old mountain, which is right that direction. Right that direction is Huayna Picchu. Huayna Picchu translated mean Huayna mean young and Picchu mean mountain, so that means the young mountain. In my culture, it's good to explain the whole word, the duality in here. The old and young, the black and white, the heaven and the earth. It's very important that relationship, the duality in the Inca culture. So it's the way I will explain why we named those mountains, Machu Picchu and Huayna Picchu. Right that direction, unfortunately we can't see now, but that direction, we have another mountain that we call Putukusi Mountain. That Putukusi Mountain is right, that direction is the point. That direction is east. So every year, every special day, which is the June 21st, in the South Hemisphere, in Cusco and Peru, June 21st is a winter solstice. The new year in the Inca astronomic calendar. That was the special day where the Inca people they used to pray the sun deity. Special offerings and sacrifices those days. Right? That point east is related with this winter solstice. The sun rises from that point. And right that direction, that point is right to the west. So right in that direction, excuse me, we have a mountain range called Vizcachani Mountain Range. It's interesting how Incas, they built this city right in the middle of all those sacred mountains. Putukusi is Machu Picchu south, Huayna Picchu west, Vizcachani Mountain Range right at point west. Machu Picchu's location, exactly, is in the high jungle cloud forest. 112 kilometers if you take the train Cusco City down to Aguascalientes hot spring on the northwest in relationship right from Cusco City. 13 degrees on the south latitude right from the equator. Alright, this is the subtropical or high jungle cloud forest, which is completely different with the Amazonian rainforest. This is practically the gate to get down into the Amazonian rainforest. Remember, we have high jungle cloud forest and then the Amazonian rainforest. Have you seen that river? Have you seen that Urubamba River? By the way, it's one of the tributaries of the Amazon River right off Noropuru. Along the way, we got lots of tributaries along the way. So that's the Urubamba River. And we take that Urubamba River to generate electricity. Okay, so what we generate electricity down there is a hydroelectric center. It's 120 megawatts. It's practically we get electricity or energy to supply Cusco State and Puno State. Actually now they are working there. Back in here, back to Machu Picchu. Explain about the name, nobody knows. Right, in Machu Picchu, what we can show you there is the 60% of Machu Picchu city is the farming lands, farming platforms, which is right that direction. I will show you after that. Farming platform facing east. Did we explain the first day why important, why the Incas built those farming platforms facing up east? Because it was very important to work with the solar energy and to get different kind of crops on different levels. Those kind of farming platforms, those were kind of prototype of greenhouses and hothouses or experimental centers, right? Farming land is 60% and residential or this urban sector buildings there is the 40%. So if we explain the buildings in the Machu Picchu city, 250 buildings, that's what I mean, mentioned temples, royal class buildings, religious class buildings, buildings or houses for population. It's going around 250 buildings in there. Well, people wants to know about population. How many people? Yeah, or the population in Machu Picchu. Well, it's very important to talk about and work with those buildings and also work where the water supply Machu Picchu. Where exactly the water come from? Right after Machu Picchu mountain, we have a natural spring. Right from there we got water. Actually, the water ran into Machu Picchu city, which is 80 gallons per minute is that water running into the city, or 300 liters per minute is the water supply, water running down into Machu Picchu city. With that water supply, 80 gallons per minute, is what the archaeologists, they work. And the estimated population, they say 500 people live in Machu Picchu city, which in a special location, probably concentrate a population around 1,000 people live in Machu Picchu city. That's what the studies or work investigation explain here. How we're gonna explain is working with this water supply, water running into the city, right? 500. We're in a special location, concentrate a population around 1,000 people, right? Do you have any questions, guys, for the moment? No?
Very clear.
Right. Right. So what about those platforms that we have down there? Those platforms that we have right over the edge there, it's quite obvious to see those retaining walls. It's completely different than farming platforms. If we just walk that direction, you will see right at the other side the wider big platforms. Those are farming platforms, but those really narrow platforms built up right over the edge is just to prevent erosion. Where exactly is the rock? Where is the rock quarry in Machu Picchu? If you see already in the middle of those farming platforms, or excuse me, in the middle of those platforms we have those bedrocks. Can you see it? Mm-hmm. Those sticky rocks right in the middle. That's going to explain us the rock formation in Machu Picchu city. To build Machu Picchu city, you know, obviously the the architects took a long time to study. It was a good place to build a city in here. Why they built Machu Picchu is because there was already the rock quarry in here. Why they built Machu Picchu city is because they got water in here. So the rock quarry in Machu Picchu is approximately 400 square kilometers of rock formation. That's what we name Batolito de Vilcabamba. The Batolito of Vilcabamba. What we get in there is this kind of rock. It's called white granite rock. Those volcanic rock, sedimentary rock. We got lots of intrusive rocks in Machu Picchu. The white granite rocks is what they took to build up Machu Picchu city. Yeah. So those bedrocks on those natural rock formations gonna explain us a lot where the massive rock, where the stones come from. Mm-hmm. All right. And what about just right there? You will see the stone pile. I don't know if you can see the small stones, pebbles, right there, just behind that wall. Can you see that big rocks or like kind of white granite rock lying there on the ground? Yeah. Right there you will see stones, and those stones come from different regions. So what the archaeologists explain about those stones that come from different regions is the tradition long time ago in the Inca's time. Those travelers, those pilgrims, they used to bring stones from different regions. What about if we explain Machu Picchu, the special city, that kind of secret city in the Andes? If those travelers or pilgrims used to visit Machu Picchu city once in their life, perhaps they left those stones as a special offerings right there. It's like those apachitas that we saw the first or second day. Do you remember? The second pass or first pass that they were stone piles is what the travelers, they left those pebbles, those stones on the rocks. You know, it's a tradition. It's kind of special offerings is what we have there. Yeah, stones that come from different regions. Special offerings. All right. No questions, guys? No at all? Karen, do you have any questions? All right, we'll explain about the name. We'll explain about Machu Picchu, 2,400 meters, around 8,000 feet. We talk about population. We mentioned the farming platform 60, residential 40%. Restorations, we mentioned already 75% original buildings, 25% restorations.
Well,
yeah.
Like we've seen a lot of other Inca ruins, and there's tons of them. Well, is it just because this is so well preserved, or why is this so special as compared
Machu
to
Picchu
many other
that's
ones?
a good question. That is good to work with questions in here because sometimes I forgot the most important in here. Well, why Machu Picchu is so special? Well, it's one of the city that we have in the high jungle cloud forest, the well-preserved city. If we come in here, see Machu Picchu, give you an idea how were those cities in Inca's time. Unfortunately, the cities in the high plateau region, highland region, already were completely destroyed. We can't see the cities. We see on top of those cities the colonial cities. Do you know what I mean? But if you come in here, you will see Machu Picchu. Practically, we can work. We can say is the way how they used to build cities high up on the mountains. Defensive cities, right on those rock quarries, is what they build the cities. So Machu Picchu is complete compared with the other cities.
But there's no special significance
unfortunately,
of,
we don't have a history in here to say this was.
Okay.
We just work with theories.
You don't know where
But how we gonna prove it that the Incas built the city? It's another question. It's because in Machu Picchu city they found human skeletons in here. And the human skeletons that they found in Machu Picchu city is 177 human skeletons. Right, at the beginning it was not clear, it was 160 they say, but now we got information that all those human skeletons are shown in this museum in this University of the United States, right? So they did all the work, they analyzed the human skeletons with the carbon dating, the carbon 14 to study all those human skeletons. So the dating explained that the majority of these human skeletons belongs to the 15th century, and some of them belongs to the beginning of the 16th century. Yep.
So with the Incas, was there like a king or leaders, or how did that work?
Well, for sure, if we talk about Inca, we talk about the king.
So where was his?
Well, I think this is another theory that we'll let you know after this, because after this we're going to explore. Another theory that we have in a way to explain about Machu Picchu, if the Incas built this city in the 15th century, who was practically running the power in that time? It was Pachacuti. So we have archaeologists, people working here where they explain the Machu Picchu city, Inca people, they built to honor Pachacuti Inca king. So practically this was kind of summer palace of Pachacuti Inca king. The official palace obviously in Cusco city, but this was kind of summer palace. Yeah. It was much better to spend a long time in here, hunting in this region, or like rolling right from here, but that is right in the winter. So because if you stay in Cusco in the winter, it's a freezing cold nights. So perhaps it was a better idea to stay right there, live in here temporarily and not stay permanently. And after that, we just go back to Cusco city because Cusco was the capital in Incas. Right. So we've got 6 or 7 theories that we'll let you know. This is just a little mention. As soon as we walk, I will show you lots of buildings in there. That is make easy to think about it, like questions that we have, and neat questions to make you think about it and explain all about Machu Picchu city, right? So we're going to talk about those human skeletons, we're going to talk about the tools or artifacts that they found in Machu Picchu, yeah? So there's lots of work that now we have. Are you just going to clear up soon? So what we can do is, do you mind if I get your cameras? I promise I will not run away. I just walk upstairs so I can we can make sure that we do this official group photo in case if you want. Yep.
Yeah.
Just gonna clear out that. Just swell a little bit then.